So round one, we have 3 green spells and 4 blue lands. I really don't love this hand, but I think because we have 2 deserts, we can afford to keep it. Because we can always cycle the desert if we don't find the green. It's a little risky though, isn't it? I'm still going to keep it. We're going to try it. Alright. Playing the untapped islands because we're hoping to find a green mana and a rush here so that we can play this Harrier Naga. Okay. Okay. Very good. Feral Prowler. We'll play the Naga now. Okay. Take our medicine here. So we can Prowl plus cycle desert. I think we'll just attack for 2, play the Prowler and pass. And next turn the Mirror Arc is a 6/6 when we play it. Okay. Devotee. Alright, so let's cycle the desert here. So our splash color. So we play the Mirror Arc. It's a 4/4, but the problem is they can Bane Whip punish the Naga. So play it, it's a 4/4. I think we'll just play it anyway. It makes the best use of mana here, and next turn I can Devotee plus leave up Gale Strike too, which is nice. So we're just going to pass now. Okay, so we lose our best dude. So we'll block the higher power dude. Okay. So it makes sense to me to just play the Devotee and then leave up Gale Strike. And then next turn we can play the Frilled Sandwalla, leave up Pump and Gale Strike, which I think is better. So I think we're just going to Gale Strike the Moloch now. Draw a card, search for Fatty. Edifice is nice as well. So we'll take our 2. And Scrounger of Souls, okay. So we can attack with Devotee, threaten Pump so they can't block. Then we get to Edifice plus Frilled Sandwalla. So this needs 3, this needs 4, we have 7, it's perfect. Alright. So we attack with Devotee. They can't block. We play Edifice. We play Sandwalla. We pass. Thorn Moloch is replayed. Marauding Bone Slasher. Move to combat. We turn off Lifelinker. Aerial Guide is quite good. So play the lands because we can eventually get to the point where we're double pumping with that, which is nice. We can play the Aerial Guide here though and just stay defensive. I think since if I attack with this and they double block, I can only pump once. I could attack with this, pump plus pump, which makes it a 5/5, but they still get a good double block, although this can't block. But we're going to take the Aerial Guide here. Well, I guess the problem with playing the Aerial Guide is they're going to get an attack with the Bone Slasher. It would be nice to be able to leave up both of these, but leaving up 7 mana is going to be difficult. So I think we just play the Aerial Guide now. And pass, building towards this overcome plan. Kind of want to, because this is not an instant, I do kind of want to block with my Frilled Sandwalla. I don't really want to take 5 here. So I think that I am in fact going to block here and pump. I'd rather trade my Frilled Sandwalla for a removal or a trick, but we'll see what happens. Okay, it's pretty bad for us, but I have no means of stopping it, so it is in fact going to happen. And they have another follow-up play, unfortunately for us. So now we're in pretty rough shape. We'll play the Ritualist here. We can't actually leave up the Devotee anymore, which is unfortunate. So, this is also pretty difficult. It's really difficult to leave up Devotee at the moment. At the same time, I'm getting threatened with lethal, so I can't stop this. I think that the play is just Aerial Guide block and block here. Why did that go back? That was weird. Alright, so let's just take 3. Frontline Devastator is obviously very devastating right now. Okay, so we play the Vitalist, and then we can leave up the Devotee Pump. I think I've pretty rapidly run out of fantastic options here, but I think that the block's going to be Devotee on... Well, that doesn't work particularly well either, does it? No. Okay. Yeah. So I feel as though we got outdrawn here, but that's kind of strange. I don't know how exactly that happened, but it did feel like it happened. So what's the play here? I'm kind of in a tougher spot now. I think we have to go like this. I think we go like this. Do I really want to take 5? No. No, as a matter of fact, I really don't want to take 5. I can't because of Afflict. We may just be dead, huh? Maybe I can't block the Afflict. Is that about right? So I have to do something like this, and then this, and then I still just die next turn unless I get a removal spell. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So maybe we just go like this and then pump our own Devotee. Take 5. Oh no, but I can't do this because the Devastator. So I guess we are just dead. We are just dead. I go like this, and I go like this, and we still... Yeah, I think we're just dead. Am I missing something? I don't think so. I can't block this, I can't not block this. Okay, so we died a Devastator. That was pretty harsh. We lost pretty soundly there. We were behind the whole time. I never felt like we were drawing into something that made the board better. That was awful. Yeah, we got annihilated there, so that didn't feel good, and it doesn't give me a ton of confidence in the deck, but we're definitely going to try again and see if we can't do a little bit better here. Maybe it's better to bring in the Hapatra's Mark, actually, but I think it's too late now. I already clicked the Thang. Hapatra's Mark, I guess, yeah, it would have been okay. We'll keep this. It would have protected me from... Well, the problem was it was like... It would have protected me from, like, a Braid. I suppose that's true. I think we're going to play the Sandwall on turn 1. I want to be able to peck away a little bit of damage here if I can. Ooh, Vitalist. Oh, that's actually really nice with the Desert. Okay, that's cool. So we'll get in there. I suppose I'd rather have an untapped land. Okay. Play the Desert. Attack for 1. Play the Edifice. And pass. Thorn Moloch. Another Vitalist is actually kind of nice. So we can attack with our Sandwalla first. But we're going to play the Tenacious Hunter here. Get a fatty down. Burning Fist, Minotaur, okay. No attacks there, very interesting. River Hopo. So they left up this to be able to give first strike. So I can illusory wrappings this, which isn't bad. but I think we're just going to play 2 dudes this turn. We're going to get the Hopo down plus the Vitalist. And we'll pass. So that gives us access to some card draw, some life gain, things of that nature. I'm going to take the Minotaur here. True Heart Twins is quite good. Aerial Guide is quite good as well. So we have 5 mana at the moment. We can edifice that at will. So it may actually just make more sense to attack with Tenacious Hunter and Hoopo. I like that. And then get our Aerial Guide down. Could have Illusory Wrappings, the True Heart Twins, but I don't love that. Yeah, I think we're gonna Aerial Guide here. We're gonna do it with our creatures actually. And then we can Edifice. We can leave back the Sandwalla, I guess, but we're just gonna Edifice the True Heart Twins, which I think is ultimately a little bit better. The Aerial Guide is kind of a must deal with creature. So let's turn off that guy. Gonna take some damage here. Discarding Claim to Fame. Taking 6. Okay. And then a follow-up of the Kenra Scrapper, which is actually very good too. So, alright. Another land. We have 6 now. So let's get in with Hunter Hoopo Guide. Give our Hunter Flying. And then we want to Illusory Wrappings, the True Heart Twin. Well, that can exert though, so that's the one we have to Edifice. So we Illusory Wrappings the Scrapper, and then we have 3 mana, which is perfect. It allows us to pump our Sandwalla as well as Edifice of Authority. So we turn off the Twins yet again. And we'll be blocking the bigger guys. And we get the win. Very good. So, alright, deck played a lot better for us there. Our opponent's deck is very strong, so they're just hyper aggro green, red. I could still do the Hippotra's Mark, but they didn't. What's the removal they showed us? They do have Never, right? Or wait, are they 3-color? They did play Never against us, right? Because they killed the Mirror Arc with it. That's weird. So they didn't even need their black, and they did that good? That's terrifying. So I can do the Hippotra's Mark because it's a little bit of safety. But I still kind of like having all this. Like Lake Claim on the True Strike dude is still very important. Maybe I don't. Maybe the Spring to Mind is too slow. I feel like I won't get a lot of opportunities to take off turn 3 to ramp, as well as take a lot of opportunities to pay 6 to draw 2. I feel like neither of those opportunities are going to be forthcoming. I kind of want the Hippotra's Mark just because I like the idea of saving from Never, but that might be difficult too. Overcome is too important, I think, to cut, as are the Gale Strikes, the Wrappings. I still kind of want to hold out hope Lay Claim is good enough, but both of these are going to be slow. Spring to Mind seems like the card to cut. The problem is then the Farm to Market's going to be much more difficult to play. And Farm to Market's a pretty important spell, especially in this matchup, and it's one of our few removal spells. It's a difficult choice here. I think we're going to bring in the Hippotra's Mark and cut the Spring to Mind. What else do they show? Blur of Blades as well. I'm having a hard time thinking of all the removal spells. Maybe it's just not good enough, but Spring to Mind seems like it's not good enough either. Alright, I think that we're trying out the Hippotra's Mark here. Okay, this is certainly acceptable. Okay, so we can go Vitalist into maybe a 4-drop if we draw it, or Hopo plus Cycle Sandworm. Both of those options are acceptable as well. But at this point, maybe we're trying to ramp to 7. I could see that as well. If I play the Devotee next turn, then next turn I can have the 5 mana to pump to, which is actually kind of nice. Scrapper is a bit of a problem. Gale Strike's nice. So I can leave up the Gale Strike now, but I think we get an actual threat on board at the moment. Double blocking seems too dangerous. Okay, fair enough. So if I play this, then we can play Hoopo plus Naga, which I think we ultimately want. Or I could do Hoopo plus leave up Gale Strike, I guess. If I play this, then next turn I'll have access to what? 6 mana? Still not enough for the Sandworm yet. So I think that we just play Island, play Hoopo, play Naga, pass. And leaving up life gain plus draw a card is also obviously good. Cartouche of Zeal on the Scrapper. I'm not super intimidated by that, solely because it's just pumping a guy. I don't know. I'm not terribly concerned about that at the moment. And them not having another play is also very good for us. Okay, that's cool. So that is actually really good. So now we can play the desert to pump our Naga. Swing with our team, and we can even leave up Reed Stalker and Gale Strike, which is really nice. So let's just get in for 6 here. Blur of Blades on that guy, sure. Okay. So Gale Strike here should be pretty valuable for us. And we can get the Sandworm down now, which is very good. And that's their best play, is to replay that. It's also really good news for us. Alright, so let's just play Fatty McFatterson here. I guess we attack with our Trample Man and Flyer first. And we play the Sandworm and pass. And we get the victory. Well, very good. So the ramp deck beats the aggro deck. They did have to mulligan. I imagine they kept a fairly rocky keep. Probably had a grip full of powerful 4-drops in their hand, I imagine. But very happy to get the victory there, especially considering we couldn't even play Farm to Market yet, could we? Well, that's okay. Having the Hoopo is nice. So after getting wrecked game 1, I'm glad that our deck played a lot better games 2 and 3. We were able to curve out, ramp into valuable things. I feel like the ramp cards just got a lot better with the inclusion of Overcome in the format. Like I even see like a green-white rampy deck with ramp creatures and like Overcome or Trial of Solidarity as being a real deal thing, because making your ramp creatures effective early, effective late is just, I feel like, essential to making them a good part of the deck. But it's nice that our deck has that ability. So, all right, we'll see you in round 2.